What's up, siblings? Happy 4th of July, which that's today because I'm wearing
these bad boys.
So, let me start off with the challenges. Steven's challenge. What if Little Nemo versus Freddy Krueger? Freddy Krueger's like the Nightmare King, and Little Nemo would just like take that big ass wand and just blah, 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 blah. I don't know who would win. Probably Freddy. He's horrible. Roxanne, your challenge about a woman, autobiography, kind of someone very inspirational as a woman. I had a hard time with that. I couldn't really think of anybody. Steven and I listened to this podcast called Invisibilia, and there was one that was about fear and talking about like how fear like affects people. We're talking about what if you didn't have fear. What if you couldn't experience that sensation? There are actually a handful of people that don't experience this. They just had this one lady that was on the show, and she had this rare case where she just doesn't experience fear. She just can't even imagine what it would like to be fearful. And it was really scary because she's been approached in multiple situations that are pretty dangerous with other people, but it's almost mistaken for naivety at that point. I thought that was really cool, and she was a very interesting woman that I thought about when you asked that question. Simons, you party animal, you. I did think of something, and this was your challenge was, tomorrow what could you do to change the world for the better? Are you joking me? That is a really hard question. But I thought of something. This has actually been something I have in my mind for like a long time, and that's my fitness app. It would basically be your one-stop go for fitness. It would undermine the entire industry that makes money off of ignorance of fitness. In a nutshell, anybody could approach this app with any level of fitness knowledge, and the application itself would take all of your vital statistics and have like this giant fitness profile that would have a place for your health and your injuries and maybe like your illnesses and all this stuff. It would give you a fitness program that would be perfect for you. And not only would it give you a starting point, it would progress you as you kept using the application. So it wouldn't just say in this like Gear 1 fitness program, and it wouldn't try to be like P90X, which is just like, P90X is like a flatline program. Yeah, they tell you like do your own thing, do your best, forget the rest. But some people don't know how to forget the rest, and they just do way more than they should, and that's why they give up and fail at these programs. That would be awesome. If I made that and it worked, and it would be an insane hit. Let's get to my stuff. Interesting things that have been happening to me. Yes. E3. That was really cool. That happened a few weeks ago, though. E3, you guys know, it's like the gaming conference of the world. I have 4 games I wanna show you guys, and it's just like little clips of them. The first one is something that Steven would get a hell of a kick out of. All Christmas break, we just did nothing but this one game. Small clip. Here you go.
I can't hold it. I'm going down. Incoming fire! We've got to hold this last position. Don't let it fall into Imperial hands.
Exposed. Take it out.
Did you see that stuff? Did you see that? Darth Vader comes out of nowhere and Luke Skywalker, and they're like... I was freaking out when I saw that, man. And that just reminded me of how awesome of a time we had just playing that game. We sunk some time into Battlefront. It was pretty serious. This next game, I just can't. This next game, let me just Here you go. This is it.
But after the long calm, there are now the beginnings of a stir. The reunion at hand may bring joy. It may bring fear. But let us embrace whatever it brings. For they are coming back. At last, the promise has been made.
What? They're remaking Final Fantasy VII? What planet do I live on? This is like a Paramount. Final Fantasy VII is like one of the most beloved games in gaming history. And the fact that Square is taking the time out to remake this game means everything. When I heard this announcement at E3, I was at work and I was just like, I looked at my cell phone, I was like, oh my god, what? Final Fantasy VII? Are you joking? Are you crazy right now? What is happening? I had no one to share this with. Nobody, not anyone knew what I was freaking out about. And I was so upset because I had to text Simon immediately, and he was just like, what the heck? That was awesome. So the last game I have is I think it's the last game in one of my favorite franchises. I don't know if they're going to continue it after this. So...
Hop on! Got it! Here, take this! How we doing back there? Not good! Not good at all! Keep shooting! I am! I hate this truck! Hang on, Nathan! Sam is right up on us! Go as fast as I can! They're gonna be close!
So that game looked crazy. Their big point is like massive set pieces. So you'll always be in like this big action scene where people are trying to shoot you and you're like doing some crazy thing like you saw. Just he's like on the back of cars like punching people, and it's just big adrenaline rush game. The core of the game is like finding treasure and stuff. I know I've talked with you guys about like finding treasure, and now that's like kind of one of my big things. Like, man, wouldn't that be so sweet to find treasure? And so I just wanted to talk to you real quickly about this one treasure that actually exists. This guy, his name is Forrest Fenn, and he's like an 80-year-old man, and he has this book. It's an autobiography, and it's kind of like this spiritual autobiography. In his book, he leaves clues as to where his treasure is, and he's not kidding around. Like, people have asked him, like, hey man, you messing with me right now? You have a treasure and you put it somewhere? There's a treasure somewhere in New Mexico that has like $1 million in rare antiquities and gold and stuff, and he leaves these clues. And so this is like some big treasure hunt. Like, people, like, this brings tourists to New Mexico for this reason, and so people think they've like found it, and they think they figured out the location, and they haven't. Nobody's found it yet. At least Forrest Fenn says nobody's found it. One person believes that there's not really a treasure, that it's just like this spiritual journey you're supposed to lead yourself on, find deeper meaning in yourself. I don't know, kind of like a solitude treasure hunt. I don't know. That's weird. I like to think that there is a treasure, and as far as me and treasure hunting goes, I think that'd be my first start if I really wanted to go look for something like that. Anyways, love you guys, and happy 4th of July. Woo!